Good evening. Welcome to 2014 Hope Awards. My name is Kent Peterson. I'm Vice Chair of the Board of the Liberty School District Foundation. On behalf of the board, I would welcome all the families and the students and the educators and the principals tonight for a truly great evening. I know we're here to celebrate some awesome students. I have a few remarks that I'm going to make. I'll be brief because I know no one really wants to hear me talk. We want to celebrate these great kids. But I wanted to let you know that the Liberty School District Foundation was formed many years ago to provide a continuing organization outside of the Liberty Public Schools to generate financial resources to support new and expanded educational opportunities for the benefit of students, teachers, employees, and residents of the school district. The foundation accomplishes this through many efforts, including learning enrichment grants, excellence in education grants, the Major Saver campaign, the annual Honoring Our Own Recognition Night, and this evening's Hope Awards programs. The Hope Awards were first presented in 1995 and are given annually to Liberty School District students who exemplify special attributes above and beyond the normal efforts of daily school routine. The Hope Awards reinforce positive behaviors which are considered vital to a student's future growth and development. The Hope Awards endeavor to say to a student that we appreciate the time, effort, and progressive achievement they make in becoming the best that they can be. Tonight, Hope Awards will be presented to students in 3 achievement categories: personal initiative, meeting the challenge, and humanitarian. So, let's get tonight going. I would invite the students and teachers under the Personal Initiative Award to please come up to the stage.
Good evening. I'm Beth Paul, and I am the current president of the Liberty School District Foundation. And I'm here to tell you just a little bit about the personal initiative category for the award recipients tonight. The student who is receiving this award does demonstrate personal self-improvement continuously, exhibits a winning attitude always, pursues a course of action that results in excellence, and shows a high level of respect. We'll go ahead and call Alexander Donovan.
I am honored today to present the Personal Initiative Award to Sana Manoj this year. Sana is a 3rd grader in my class who, due to multiple family emergencies, had to return to India and spent almost the entire 1st and 2nd quarters in India away from her classmates. In her time there, she made sure to keep on track with her class. She did lots and lots of work. I sent it to her via email, and she made sure to take the time to get it complete so that she could come back on track with her classmates. And she didn't want to come back and be behind where the rest of her class was. And so through her hard work, she was able to do just that. And this was due to both her personal initiative and the help of her parents, who I know did a lot to help her when she was there, helping her print things off and work through her work for her or with her. And she was able to return to school without having missed a beat. And I think that this characteristic is going to help her go very far in life. It's something she's continued to exhibit when she came back to school. She's always asking, what more can I do? How can I get better at this? Can I take extra practice division sheets so I can get my division facts mastered? So she continues to exemplify this even though she has been back from India for the entire second quarter. So I thought this was a great award for Sana, who missing an entire part of school, did her best to stay on track and not be behind the rest of her peers. So congratulations, Sana.
I'd like to introduce you to Samantha Medley. Can you hear me? Whoops. There we go. All right. Samantha is an avid learner. Daily, she pays close attention to teachers, observes and interacts with a variety of students within the classroom. She is quick to ask for clarification of her understanding. Her desire to achieve and become an independent learner is noticed by all of her teachers. She shows that she is proud of who she is by the choices that she makes and the way in which she carries herself. Samantha is a major component as we created our outdoor educational patio this last fall. She diligently sanded picnic tables and applied water sealant to protect them from the weather. She did whatever she was asked to do, and I was confident that she would pass my inspection. She takes pride in her work ethic and her skills. Her words are carefully thought out and reveal that her thinking is unusually deep and wise for a fifth grader. Her confidence and her desire to achieve success is impressive. Every week before peak, she comes to me, she checks with me and with our other teachers and says, what am I going to miss today? Now, we know that peak is not responsible for the work while they're gone, but she wants to make sure she's not going to miss a thing, and she wants to make sure that the other peak students don't miss anything they're supposed to be doing either. She encourages her students to be on top of all they can so that they're as successful. Samantha's gift of leading by example will serve her and others well as she moves to Heritage Middle School. Congratulations, Samantha.
Hello, I'm here to celebrate Logan Curley. This is one of my Robinson rock stars. He's always there to work hard for me. One of the earliest memories that I will always have of Logan Curley is at the beginning of the year, I was calling students by mailbox numbers to come and get their mail, and no one would ever come up and call, so Logan came up and every time I would say a number, Logan would call a name, but still no one was coming, and I finally asked Logan, do you know the names that go to these numbers? And he said, no, I'm just making an educated guess. I said, Logan, go sit down. When Logan isn't after my lunch, you will find him hard at work. Logan works tirelessly and has worked tirelessly throughout the year on his academics. He has set high goals for himself and attained them through perseverance. He never complains about the homework or the many fifth grade assignments that I give him, and always greets me in the morning with a smile. Logan chooses to work on his goals outside of school, using some of his weekends for online learning instead of playing. Logan shows leadership in the classroom throughout the school, displaying his winning, positive attitude. I am proud that I chose Logan for this award. He truly deserves this honor.
As educators, we all know that times are changing regarding how students learn best, and we know that the final product of their work looks a lot different than it used to. And for some of us, it's a scary change. But if you know my friend Jacob, you know that it's a necessary change. Earlier in the school year, he came to me on a Monday afternoon, and he asked if he could start a class newspaper. And I reluctantly, I said, sure. not reluctant to help a student feel empowered, but a little reluctant because I wasn't sure what it was going to look like when it came back to me. That night, I actually kind of forgot all about it, and the next morning didn't ask him about it. And he came up to me, and he just said, Mr. Lewis, you want to see my newspaper? And I was like, sure, buddy, where is it? He had nothing in his hand. And he said, if you have the internet, he's like, you have it. So he pushed me aside, and he sat down at my computer, and he pulled up our website that we now have as our class newspaper. And it was literally the coolest thing I think I'd ever seen. My jaw dropped, and I just stared at him. And he had that same little smirk on his face that he's probably wearing right now. It took him one night to do something it would have taken me many weeks to do after he taught me how to do it. On his own time, he constantly made changes. He wrote articles. He conducted interviews that he put on there. And then he even formed his own little news team because everyone wanted to be like him. He even empowered them on his own to teach them how to run the website, and they kind of took over and did a lot of things on their own as well. He was definitely a rock star, and kids wanted to be like Jacob Cox. He started a new craze to where we had 3 separate websites in our class, all for different things, anywhere from advice columns to where you can go and take quizzes based on current pop culture. And it was something that just really caught fire in our room. And it was a crazy fall, all because of Jacob. My favorite part of this story, though, is how staff members started to turn to him when they had issues. I am on our technology vertical team, but they would walk right by me and they would come to Jacob when they had questions. One second grade teacher actually sent a student in, and she walked in and said, "I'm here for your computer prodigy." And without looking up or stopping the work, the whole class was just like, "Jacob, that's you." To be honest, though, life hasn't been a cakewalk for Jacob. He's dealt with things already that most adults never have to deal with. And there are times when he struggles to fight through it. But there are also times when he focuses on his strengths and his talents, and he rides those through the tough times. It's those times of initiatives, like when he decides to make an online tutorial for a teacher because he's tired of her coming and asking him to always come and do something. He said, "I think it'd be better if she just learned how to do it herself." It's those times that's going to get you through some of the difficult times. Don't forget how talented you are and how special you are, and keep pushing even when things get tough. And it's that initiative that you show that's going to take you to some special places, and I'm excited to see where that is. Congratulations, buddy.
Here is Alexis Carver, one of my most illustrious 5th grade students at Liberty Oaks Elementary School. And so that you can find out exactly how illustrious Alexis Carver is, I had her fellow students write about Alexis Carver so that you get an idea of all of the great things she does on a daily basis. And the first one wrote this: smart, a true person who cares about what they do in school, hard worker, doesn't take no for an answer, creative, really uses 313% effort in her work, treats people how they want to be treated. Life will be a great success for Alexis Carver. The next one wrote, Alexis is a hard worker and never waits to get things done. Also, Alexis always encourages others to strive to soar to great heights. Lastly, she is a great friend. And we have, what I think of when someone mentions Alexis's name is someone who is helpful, kind, and always thinks of others before herself. This person says, the first thing I think of when I hear Alexis Carver is kind. Alexis Carver is smart and productive and always gets stuff done. She's funny, outgoing, someone gets things done, a perfectionist. She's caring, giving these are the character traits of Alexis Carver: forgiving, kind, loving, Those are the traits of Alexis Carver. Congratulations for the Hope Award, and that echoes my sentiment as well. Alexis Carver is the epitome of personal initiative. Alexis Carver, keep up the great work, and you get to keep.
I would like to introduce to you Schumacher's choice for personal initiative, Teopolis Boni Coffee. I had to practice saying that today, and he gave me a little tips. Anyway, he entered my world very quietly and reluctantly on back to school night this year. He had been in the United States for a whopping 5 days when he entered my classroom. He was very, very quiet, but his dad assured me that he could speak, which I was glad because I don't speak African, I said, which I later found out was English, so oh well. But anyway, a little different. I'm very proud of Theo and all he's done this year. By Christmas, he had brought his reading up to grade level, and a lot of that was done by the tremendous influence his father has been on him. His constant support and encouragement for Theo has made a huge difference in his life. He also gave up TV after school until he learned his math facts and mastered those. And he has become a class favorite in my room, has overcome his shyness, his language challenges, and his culture shock in America, and has gained the friendship of everyone in our class. He is much loved and appreciated, and I think he is the perfect example of personal initiative, and I'm so very glad that Africa's loss was our gain. Congratulations, Theo.
Manor Hill Elementary has chosen Madeline Belcher as the recipient of the Personal Initiative Award. Madeline has demonstrated her winning attitude each and every day that she has been in my third grade classroom this year. As a Manor Hill student since kindergarten, many others on our staff have had the chance to see this attitude as well. Madeline is a student who can always be counted on to do her best. She even says that she loves homework. One day this year, and only one, she forgot her homework. Forgetting homework just once is not a big deal in our classroom. In spite of knowing this, Madeline begged her dad to bring her back to school as soon as she got home that day. Dad complied, and when they arrived, they found a kindly custodian who was willing to help out, and Madeline was able to retrieve the assignment. The next day, she didn't just have the work done. She came to school with a personally written thank you note to hand to the custodian who had helped her out. This year, Madeline had the exciting opportunity to be a part of the Lyric Opera's production of The Magic Flute. She had late rehearsals each night and a pretty grueling schedule overall, yet she made no excuses, came to school each and every day, continued to give her daily best effort in class, and still got the homework all done. As one of the little chicks on the stage in the production, her smile was a real joy to see. Finally, because of Madeline's parents' careers, Madeline has traveled the world and even has a second home in New York City. Rather than brag or boast about those experiences, she cheerfully shares when they are relevant in the classroom and then continues to focus on tasks at hand and continuing to try her personal best. When out of town earlier this year for an extended time, she completed all of her classwork as well as taking we had a one-to-one pilot iPad project going on. She took that with her and used it to document her day spent in a museum, typing up all the little captions and everything that I went through so that we could tour the museum with her in that experience. Madeline, it has been a real joy to be your teacher this year. Thank you for lighting up our classroom and Manor Hill each and every day.
Good evening. I am truly honored to be standing here this evening introducing our nominee, Caleb Moore. I knew before I started writing the speech that it was going to be difficult to cover all of the reasons that Caleb is the perfect candidate for this award in such a short amount of time. I recently came across this quote by Albert Hubbard: "Initiative is doing the right things without being told." And I thought it was a perfect fit to describe Caleb as an individual of utmost character. He defines the word initiative with his constant willingness to see a need and fill it. Just the other day, it was raining outside during dismissal, and I heard Caleb say to another student, "Let me help you put those things in your backpack so they don't get wet." And this is not out of the ordinary for Caleb. He is always helping others. He has also most recently been working as a mentor to a second grade student. Caleb is one of the most driven, dedicated, and sincere students that I have ever had the opportunity to teach. No matter what the subject or assignment, he always does his best. He is constantly setting an example as a true leader. He walks the walk and he talks the talk. He not only does the right thing, but he also helps others to do the right thing. I know that this young man is destined for great things. I am proud to present Caleb Moore with this year's Personal Initiative Award. Congratulations.
Personal initiative can be described as recognizing what needs to be done and then doing it without being told, using your imagination to solve a problem, helping out others, or taking action outside of your comfort zone. When I thought about nominations for the Hope Awards, Lauren was the first student that came to my mind for demonstrating personal initiative because she exhibits these traits with ease on a daily basis. Lauren was busy helping our buddy class last week, and I had the chance to ask some of her fellow students to describe a time when Lauren showed personal initiative without the expectation of acknowledgement or getting a reward. Her classmates had no problem telling me about their friend. Most of them mentioned that she's my assistant. I will definitely miss that next year. They said Lauren is very hardworking, intelligent, helpful, and always willing to go above and beyond. One of her friends wrote, "Lauren can come up with wonderful and creative ideas that I never would have thought of without her." Another added, "Lauren is never done making sure she is at her best. She sees that there is more to do, and she just does it, even if it means more homework. She's not scared of homework." One of my favorite responses was, "Lauren shares her work with the class, and it is always the one that stands out. She always goes above and beyond." I share the same sentiments of my students in my feelings towards Lauren, and I'm so proud of her. It's my pleasure to present this year's Personal Initiative Hope Award for Shoal Creek Elementary to Miss Lauren Shepard.
If you watch ESPN much, you'll inevitably hear a quote from one of the greatest football coaches of all time. Vince Lombardi once said, "The dictionary is the only place that success comes before work. Work is the key to success, and hard work can help you accomplish anything." Lombardi's words of wisdom don't always hold true just on the football field, but can also illustrate great things that teachers see in the classroom every day. This quote is a perfect way to describe Alawel Tong. She has accomplished so much during her 4th grade year, and for this reason, she is being given the Hope Award for Personal Initiative. Alawel stood out this year not only because of her ability to put forth a great deal of effort, but also because she tries to apply what she learns to other aspects of her education. She doesn't just settle on learning something once, she tries to do better and do more in other subjects by applying what she has learned. Furthermore, Alawel is focused on always improving and not making the same mistakes twice. When a teacher gives her suggestions or corrections to make on her work, Alawel completes this quickly and with a positive attitude. After weeks of working on an assignment, it can be difficult for students to listen and be optimistic when a teacher is asking them to go back and make it even better. Alawel sees this as an opportunity and is eager to make beneficial changes to her work. It is wonderful to have a student in my class who is excited to learn, always looks to get better, and does all of these things with a great attitude and work ethic. I have been so lucky to have Oluwell as a student this year. She cares about learning, works extremely hard, and has a great attitude with those around her. I'm so glad that Oluwell is in my class, and she is definitely very deserving of this award. Congratulations, Oluwell.
Let's give all the kids another round of applause, please. I would now invite the students and their educators to come up for the Meeting the Challenge category. As everyone's coming up, I want to let the group know that once this is done, down in the lobby, we will have some refreshments and some snacks for the family. So if you'd like to stay, after this is done, just go downstairs to the main lobby. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ward Brown. I'm the past chair of the Liberty School District Foundation, and we're going to talk now about meeting the challenge. And before I read about the importance of meeting the challenge, I just want to say that these kids that are being honored here tonight are the cream of the crop. We're not talking about, I mean, these kids, there were lots and lots of kids that were nominated for these awards. A lot of time and energy went into this. And these are the kids that made it. So I think that's pretty exciting. Meeting the challenge. A student who meets the challenge is a student who met significant difficulties during the school year, attended school regularly and participated actively, has striven to overcome the odds against him or her, and has achieved personal success. Meeting the challenge.
It's with great pleasure tonight that I get to introduce you to a young man named Connor Carr. And let me just start with, this is my first year teaching, and so it's been a true pleasure and honor to have him in class. And when our team, I'm from Alexander Doniphan, I teach 5th grade there, and 5th grade at Doniphan is a little bit different maybe than 5th grade at other schools in the district, in the sense that this year we're piloting a blended learning classroom where instead of having 26 to 27 students in one classroom, we have all 77 students in one classroom. And Connor, who is autistic, at the beginning of the year there was a little bit of fear, a little bit of worry of how he was going to be able to handle a situation like that, having so many distractions that could come about, and how he was going to go throughout the year. And I think myself, the rest of my team, were all blown away. His parents, everybody who works with them, were blown away at the success that he showed going throughout the year, working with technology. And some cool stories from this year, the writing examples that I've got from him this year of his trips to Union Station on the weekends, or the fact that when we get into social studies, how he can work with the group now at the end of the year and be productive. And a fun thing about Connor is he's adored, literally adored by everybody in the class. And it's fun to see him at Walker Line at the end of the day because they're literally arguing over who is going to pull his backpack out of Walker Line to meet his mom standing outside. And so truly, when you look at what this award goes to and overcoming the challenge and meeting the need and meeting the challenge where it is, Connor Carr is truly an example of that. And I want you to join me in congratulating him tonight on all of his success.
Franklin Elementary School has awarded Brennan Cole Hendricks with the Meeting the Challenge Award this year. Brennan is a positive role model at Franklin School. Brennan's classmates and teachers see him as being kind, respectful, and rather funny. In the 2 years that Brennan has attended Franklin, he has made many new friendships and increased his confidence in the area of schoolwork. Academically, Brennan has shown improvement in many ways. Brennan has gained an understanding of what makes a successful student and shows this often in the classroom. Because of this success, he has shown tremendous gains in all academic areas. Brennan has a great intrinsic motivation that will help him meet any challenge he may be faced with. Congratulations, Brennan.
I'm proud to present Caitlin Bentley the Meeting the Challenge Award. Caitlin began 4th grade having some challenges in reading and math. She's always enjoyed school but struggled with developing confidence in her schoolwork. Caitlin is a student that doesn't like to miss school. Each day she's at school and eager to learn. Her growth from first quarter to now has been tremendous. After experimenting with different instructional strategies, Caitlin is now excelling in not only academic areas, but also in her social experiences as well. She's worked hard on asking questions to clarify understanding, working in small groups to better understand concepts, and she spends a lot of time at home on different programs to help maximize her learning potential. Caitlin is a caring person who has grown both academically and personally. Her confidence continues to build and help her meet her individual needs and goals. Congratulations, Caitlin. I'm so proud of you. I have the honor of talking about Bree Drew tonight, and I could go on forever. So to spare you, I've prepared a little poem for Bree, so bear with me. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bree Drew, a Lewis and Clark student I have known not 1 year, but 2. She has met the challenge, and that's why we are here. I'm honored to share with you why we hold her so dear. Bree loves school, and she pursues learning with great detail. In areas of friendship, kindness, and caring, she passes without fail. Writing is her passion, and reading a close tie, but these things don't come easily. She must heart and soul try. As academics have intensified and the great demands increase, Bree has found her voice and has shouted for relief. This is hard, help me, I'm feeling behind. She has cried out for the answers she's been unable to find. But not just for answers. No, she's wanted much more. She's seeking the tools for a great life in store. Some may call her a self-advocate. I say she's just smart for knowing her needs and listening to her heart. When math got unbearable and she felt lost and so down, she acknowledged, requested, and turned that negativity around. She worked to fine-tune her talents and to improve her skills. She was online and offline practicing routinely with drills. Math is not the only struggle. She's also felt pressure in reading. She knows to be on grade level, she has to start leading. She requested and read books as fast as they could be collected, decoded, sounded out, and read with fluency detected. She began reading to little ones in grades below and developed deep thinking on levels that would make your mind blow. Then, alas, the mighty Chromebook appeared, and so many doors flew right open that were so recently feared. Bree took to technology like no other I know. Log in, think, research, share, she was certainly on the go. Creating, revising, discovering too. Talk about initiative, this girl found so much to do. Websites, inspiration, planning, emailing, and scheming. Efficient and purposeful, she was so happy and beaming. Several weeks ago, she called her own meeting. and invited a whole crew of teachers and adults who all knew what she could do. She greeted and thanked us and brought tears to our eyes, all on her own accord, a plan made of her devise. She graciously acknowledged those that have helped her along, and she made us feel her gratitude as if sung from her heart like a song. Bree met the challenge by communicating clearly her needs and then taking to heart the responses and showing effort through deeds. And so, folks, I close once again and present to you Bree Drew, a student I admire for meeting the challenge, and I'm sure now you do too.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing Kiki Solomon to you. She is a 4th grade student at Liberty Oaks. And Kiki is one of those kids that gets noticed at Liberty Oaks. She not only is smart and she's funny and she's a tall girl in 4th grade, but she gets noticed for how she treats other people. Kiki is wise beyond her years, and she doesn't always make the most popular choice with her friends. However, she always makes the right choice and makes sure that others are always treated with kindness and respect. Kiki is so very deserving of this award, and she beams radiance and a wonderful attitude every single day that she comes to Liberty Oaks. So I am honored to have spent the school year with you, and congratulations.
Meeting the challenge means to have perseverance. Perseverance can be applied in many different areas, whether you are toughing out a difficult situation or missing shots in basketball games. Working hard on a project, though you don't quite understand the directions, or whether it's the last lap and you set the goal to run the whole thing. Perseverance means pushing through no matter the difficulty. Micah pushes through any and every obstacle set in front of her, and what makes her stand out is the fact she always keeps a positive attitude. I have never met someone so positive and driven to be better. Situations may be tough, and at times she might want to quit or shut the world out. Any of us know that feeling feels like. But you wouldn't be able to tell with Micah. Through a smile, she will say, "I got this," or "It's not that bad," no matter what she faces. She is brave and hardworking and looks at the positive side of every situation. Congratulations, Micah, on earning this award. You deserve it so much.
My name's Nicole Page, and I teach 3rd grade at Manor Hill. Michael Pindar is a student in my class. He is concluding his first year here after transferring within LPS. While the transition was initially a challenge, Michael's done an excellent job and has certainly shown great aptitude in meeting the challenge. Initially, Michael showed indifference towards his schoolwork. As the year has progressed, however, he has become more focused. His reading, writing, and math ability have all greatly improved. In fact, he's moved up 6 reading levels just this year. In writing, he has been showing improved efforts, and his creativity and word choice have been impressive. His main skill in math is facts fluency, where he finds great pride in achieving his personal goals. More importantly to note, however, is that for such a young child, Michael has already faced several personal challenges. He has been involved in situations where he's had to act more like an adult than a 9-year-old child. He cares so much for his mom and his younger sister, and on more than one occasion has had to exhibit courage and strength of character. Through his actions, his protective feelings towards his family were clearly evident. For this reason, he is the perfect choice for the Meeting the Challenge Award, and I am so happy to be his teacher.
Good evening. I am here tonight to present a very deserving student of our Meeting the Challenge Award. And I wanted to start with a quote that I feel like explains every characteristic of Travis Carter. Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know there is nothing inside you that is greater than any obstacle. This quote couldn't have explained the student any better. This student is one who believes in himself, not only in himself, but everyone else. He continually gives 110% inside of the classroom. When I asked the students in the class to describe Travis, positive words of perseverance flooded my ears. Travis's classmates described him as a person who gets the job done, mentally strong, determined, and my personal favorite, brains like a sponge that is always absorbing. These comments come from peers who are just a few reasons that prove that Travis has not only met the challenge in the classroom, but also as a caring friend to anyone. Travis is a student that in 20 years from now will be something great because of his amazing perseverance and his commitment to never give up. I can't wait to see all the amazing things he will accomplish. And with that, I am so proud to present our Meeting the Challenge Award to Mr. Travis Carter.
Matthew Henning is a young man that has a smile that can melt your heart, a laugh that is contagious, and a personality that is unmatched. I knew I was in for a fun year on the first day of 4th grade in 2012 when Matthew walked into my classroom like he owned the place. He instantly had a group of kids around him and was proceeding to tell some story that had his peers giggling uncontrollably. From that day on, he would always enter the classroom in a similar way. A smile on his face, a joke or two in his arsenal, and a personality full of determination and faith that every day was going to be a good day. For most kids, this is how every day is treated, and it doesn't take much thought or willpower to make it happen. For Matthew, though, it's different. Every day, Matthew has to make a conscious decision to make the best out of the day and face his challenges with faith and humor. On May 15, 2012, Tim Henning, Matthew's father, passed away suddenly just prior to Matthew's Little League baseball game. Death is a difficult concept that even I struggle to comprehend with. And yet Matthew, at 9 years old, has dealt with this tragedy with dignity and grace, even on his toughest days. As if dealing with death of his father was not enough for this young man, Matthew's mom, Denise, was diagnosed with breast cancer the same year. Denise, now being a single mom of 2 boys, has done everything to fight the battle and overcome this terrible disease. And in doing so, she travels to find the best doctors and treatments the United States has to offer so that she continues to be there for her boys. There are several times throughout Matthew's 4th grade year where Matthew would see his mom only on the weekends or Skype with her at night. But remarkably, he did not give up. There were days when Matthew and I would put aside the long division problems and we would share his thoughts and fears. We would talk about his favorite Bible verse, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, or his favorite book, Heaven is for Real. He would talk to me about his mom and how she's the strongest person that he knows, and how he knows his dad is proud of him and his brother and is watching from up above. His grasp on the bigger picture in life and his ability to make the best out of each day, no matter what, is inspiring. Matthew, I honestly don't know how you do it. Placing myself in your shoes, I would have given up, been angry at God and flat out sad all the time. You are stronger than I am. You have met these challenges and have been placed in your life, and although I know it's been hard, you have done it. These past 2 years for you and your family are moments that are unfathomable for most, but I am proud of how you persevered through this. Continue to put your best into school, football, basketball, and baseball. I'm so excited to watch you grow up to be a man of character and strength. You have faced several tough days in your past, but you have come out the other side stronger and braver than when the day started. You have proved to yourself and to everyone else that you can endure and survive anything that is thrown your way. Know that I believe in you and that your friends and family believe in you. Matthew, you have something great inside of you that is larger than any obstacle that can come your way. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. And that's why I'm so honored tonight to present to you Matthew Henning, the Hope Award for meeting the challenge.
I would like to congratulate Samir Amir for having an incredible year and receiving the Meeting the Challenge Award. Samir is one of the best students that I've ever had. I can always count on him to have a huge smile on his face and a very positive attitude at school. His attitude and eagerness to learn are two traits that have helped him overcome challenges this year. Samir moved to America during the summer before 4th grade. He's in 5th grade now. He never attended an English-speaking school before. I'm sure you can all imagine how scary it would be to enter a new school with new people in a new country, all speaking a new language. I know I would be scared. Whether or not Samir was scared, I really couldn't tell. He always put his best foot forward and always worked hard to get better. In fact, Samir always actively participates and finds a way to be successful, regardless of the subject. I can always count on him to ask questions when the content gets challenging, or to have a smile on his face when he just doesn't understand yet. As I reflect on the year, and specifically the relationship that I've built with Samir, a huge smile comes to my face. I will always remember his positive attitude and his huge smile. He's going to be a great role model to his peers in the future. Samir, very proud of you. Congratulations and good luck in the future.
Let's give this group one more loud round of applause. I'd invite the students and teachers up on the stage for the Humanitarian Award. While they're coming up, parents, I wanted to let you know that you can watch this on KLPS. I assume probably starting tomorrow. If you want to have this as a keepsake for a long time, you can buy a DVD of tonight's program through KLPS also. So.
My name is Carrie Swetnam. I too am on the board of the Liberty School District Foundation, and on behalf of the foundation, it is my true honor to introduce the Humanitarian Award. The Humanitarian Award goes something like this. A student who receives this award is a student who advances to the highest level of concern for his fellow man by exhibiting unselfish behavior, respect and caring attitude for others, and success in reaching out and communicating a genuine regard for others. Congratulations. Donovan?
Adeline, I'm going to read some words from your teacher, Mrs. Perkins. It brings me so much joy to nominate a person with such grace and decency for the Humanitarian Hope Award. A person who gives an educator like me hope for the future. Adeline Shipman is a beacon of kindness and generosity in our classroom and school community. She is patient, kind, honorable, and true. She is a peacemaker by nature and someone who is not only willing to stand up for what is good, but when faced with the choice what is easy and what is right, she steadfastly chooses the latter. Adeline is a dedicated student and patient learner, but most importantly of all, a fantastic and fierce friend. Congratulations, Adeline.
I know I'm getting old. When we got up here, I said, see those words up there? That's what you get. And he goes, oh, sick. And I went, oh, you don't like it? And he goes, Mrs. Landers. That means it's cool. And I said, oh, okay. All right. Gabe is known for his big smile and his encouraging words. He works well with anyone in the classroom as a supportive partner. He goes out of his way to help others and encourages them to be the very best they can be. He's always on the lookout to quietly help someone. Gabe, on the very first day of school, said to me as we entered the cafeteria for lunch, "Have a good lunch, Mrs. Landers." Today I hear the same comment from at least 5 students daily. It's the little things in life that make a difference, and Gabe is modeling encouragement and kindness at Franklin. When asked to help sort the cans of food collected for the Liberty Christmas Tree Drive, Gabe was an excited and diligent worker. It took us about 3 hours to categorize which food we had, and some boxes had to be redone. I never heard a grumble from Gabe, and I could envision him as being a very dependable future employee at Price Chopper or Hy-Vee right here in Liberty. He kept our spirits high as we worked, and we found out tonight you have to be 15 to have a job there, so I bet you he's going to do it. Gabe is Franklin's Humanitarian this year, and I look forward to seeing how he spreads his encouraging spirit at Heritage Middle School. Congratulations.
All right, this is my wonderful 3rd grade student, Haley Ace. If I were to ask the students in my classroom who deserved this award the most, they would definitely pick Haley. Haley is a perfect candidate for the Humanitarian Award. She walks into my 3rd grade classroom every day with a smile on her face, and she is always ready to lend a helping hand. She genuinely cares for others, and she shows her kindness daily. She helps other students, comforts them when they are down or sad, and goes out of her way to do nice things for her teachers and classmates. Haley is very respectful, and all of her classmates look up to her because of her positive attitude. And I know that whenever I write subplans, she is always the first person to put down as a helper. She's a role model because she is always putting others before herself. Before she does anything for herself, she always asks, what can I do for you, for others, and for my classmates? She is unselfish and makes the effort to ensure that other students are always doing well. She gives 100% into her schoolwork, and she also gives 100% into being the nicest and kindest person she can be. I've personally never met such a sweet girl, someone who has such a huge heart for giving. Haley deserves to be honored for her loving, welcoming, and kind personality. Congratulations, Haley.
As with every kid being honored here tonight, Caitlin is a very special girl. When discussing recipients for the Hope Awards, she quickly popped up on all of our radars. The interesting thing about her, though, is that I only knew about her and her relationships within the walls of Lewis and Clark. I didn't even know until after she was selected about her long resume of volunteering outside of our walls. Here's just a handful of things that she has done over the past few years. She has sorted and shelved donated items at Harvesters more than a few times. She also is continually donating her own items, such as toys, books, and clothes, to various locations in our community. 2 of her favorites are the Hope House and the Boys and Girls Club. There are multiple charitable things that she has done at her church as well. She has helped assemble snack packs for local students, as well as assisting in a project called Serve 2013, which is a campaign to provide homeless people in our community with necessities to survive the winter, such as socks, hats, and gloves. Although that list is quite impressive, my favorite thing about Caitlin is how sweet she is to every student that walks through our doors at Lewis and Clark. She probably doesn't realize this, but every time we get a new student, they always end up sitting right next to her in our classroom. At Lewis and Clark, our students begin the day by reciting the school pledge. It talks about being respectful to themselves and others, striving for their personal best, and demonstrating integrity in all that they do. All of these are qualities that make up a great humanitarian, and no one exemplifies these more than Caitlin. It's my pleasure to present this Hope Award to Caitlin Cornell.
It is my great honor and privilege to introduce Kirsten York to you tonight. She is the most kind, caring, and helpful person I think I've ever met. She is a true friend to all. She's every teacher's dream. She is the answer to the new student's prayer. She's the smiling face that her classmates are relieved to see and will be relieved to see at Discovery Middle School next year, much to our dismay. As I looked back at our nominations for some character awards the past few years, I've had the privilege of knowing Kirsten since she was a first grader at Liberty Oaks, and this award has been a long time coming. She has been nominated for this award every year since the first grade by every one of her classroom teachers and by all 4 specials teachers. So very deserving. Every year, year after year, we can count on her to welcome new students, to be concerned about others, not just her friends, but as the counselor, she's come to me concerned about the student who doesn't talk to anybody else. She's worried about the feelings of the girl who sent the mean texts and why she would do that. Just for someone so young and be so concerned about other people, it's really inspiring and makes what I do so joyful. There's a sentiment attributed to Mother Teresa. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better or happier. I know I strive to do that, but that's what I see Kirsten do every day. So congratulations to Kirsten. We're so proud to have you, Liberty Oaks.
When I started thinking about the Humanitarian Award, Kaylin's face immediately came to my mind. This year alone, Kaylin has initiated several projects at school aimed at helping those in need. She planned and organized donations for Operation Christmas Child in October and November. She undertook projects during her Genius Hour time and during her free time that were always aimed at helping others in need. From collecting hygiene items to backpack supplies, Kaylin is constantly thinking of others. In 5th grade, when she's in an age when many students are just trying to figure out who they are and what they're going to do when they go to middle school, Kaylin's already thinking beyond herself. She's going outside of who she is and what she's comfortable with to look for the needs of others. Kaylin's already thinking about how she can encourage people. She's a leader at Girls on the Run, and she encourages every runner, whether they run faster than her, whether they walk, it doesn't matter. She's got a smile for them, and she encourages. She considers the needs of others ahead of her own. She pursues excellence for herself, of course, but amazingly, Kaylin pursues the excellence for the sake of others. She helped promote the Basic Needs 5K for Schumacher in conjunction with the Basic Needs 12 Marathon Challenge. Kaylin is kind, she is unselfish, and she is humble. The more I see Kaylin's smile and Kaylin's heart, the more absolutely sure I am that I have so much more to learn from her than she has to learn from me, and I am blessed to be her teacher.
It is my pleasure to acknowledge Catherine Shore as Manor Hill's recipient of the Humanitarian Award. I have the honor to work with this young lady and witness her kind heart on a daily basis. Catherine, I'm sorry. I knew I would do this. I told myself not, but I did it. Catherine always has a positive attitude and a smile on her face. She is extremely caring and has a heart to help others. While Catherine is a dear friend to all of her classmates, she is nominated for this award for her compassion, consideration, and friendship for two ESC students in our class, Kylie and Annie. All of the students at Manor Hill embrace the ESC students, but Catherine goes above and beyond to ensure they feel welcomed and included in the regular classroom. Kylie and Annie look forward to seeing Catherine every time they come into our classroom. Kylie and Annie refer to Catherine as their best buddy and even say hi to her before they greet me. When asked what they liked best about Catherine, both Kylie and Annie said, "She plays with us and she gives us hugs." Congratulations, Catherine. I know you will continue to warm the hearts of everyone you meet.
When I began thinking about a student to nominate for the Humanitarian Award, I spent some time researching to find the perfect meaning. The definition I found defines humanitarian as someone who possesses traits of compassion for others by their acts of kindness. After reading that definition, my choice was evident, and no one else came to my mind as clearly as Mr. Tyler Brackett. My choice was confirmed when I asked some students how they would describe Tyler. One of his peers said, "He makes you feel good when you're sad. He's always there when you need help. When you're in trouble or upset, he finds a way to make you smile." Others responded with attributes such as nice, kind, sweet, smart, and everyone that I asked responded with funny. Not only does this person display these characteristics in our classroom, but he carries these behaviors to extracurricular activities such as football, basketball, baseball, and as a student ambassador at Ridgeview. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a third grader that plays on Tyler's football team. A couple minutes into our conversation, it was very evident that this student looks up to Tyler as a role model. And it seems like every time I see that student in the hallway, he has a story to tell me about Tyler, something that Tyler said or something funny that Tyler did at practice. And that just reiterates how big of an example Tyler is to other students in our building. He is known to always be polite to others, put forth his best, and set great examples of behavior, and all the while striving to become the best person he can be while helping those around him. I could not think of a more deserving person, and I am proud to present Tyler Brackett with this year's Humanitarian Award.
As Audrey's teacher, I have proudly nominated her for the Humanitarian Award. Since the first day of school, Audrey came into the classroom as a quiet, shy young lady. As I have gotten to work with her, she is one of the most considerate, thoughtful, and biggest-hearted kids I've known. Audrey's always willing to help and has never been disrespectful to any of her classmates, teachers, or other peers. I can remember a time when we were practicing long division, and I had quite a few students who were struggling. With no extra hands during math time, I asked Audrey if she would be willing to help, and without hesitation, she became a fabulous teacher. Honestly, she probably taught it better than I did, but my new favorite motto is keep calm and just ask Audrey. As her teacher, I can always trust that Audrey can handle anything I ask of her and have other people's best interest at heart. There is no other student more deserving of this award. And no matter what she is doing, whether it's morning work or just being with her friends, she gives it 100% and encourages others by just being present. I found a quote that truly represents Miss Audrey. A person is only beautiful when their own beauty is reflecting onto others. It was with my greatest honor to have Audrey in my class, and there is no doubt in my mind that she will succeed and go very far in life. She has so many wonderful qualities of this award and characteristics. Congratulations, Audrey.
On a hot day in August of 2013, a bright-eyed girl began her last year of elementary school at Warren Hills, and she hasn't wasted a minute of it. Dylan Fancher lives very boldly in the lifestyle of a humanitarian, spending time inside and outside of school, trying to make the world a better place. Dylan is a constant cheerleader to her peers. She offers a helping hand in schoolwork to those around her, and if a student is feeling upset or discouraged, we can always count on Dylan to say something meaningful and kind to cheer them up. She is viewed as a leader among her peers and lives into that fully. She is a superior role model to every person at Warren Hills, but her servant heart reaches beyond the classroom walls. Outside of school, Dylan has been involved in a cause near and dear to her heart. The annual Junior Diabetes Research Foundation Walk happens every fall, and not only is Dylan and her crew of supporters there to walk, she takes time to talk and connect with other kids who also have junior diabetes. Helping to feed the homeless and raising money for breast cancer are also tasks her and her family have taken on. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" And I think Dylan has a multitude of ways to answer that question. Congratulations.
One final round of applause, please, for this group. On behalf of the foundation, I would like to thank everyone for being here tonight. Of all the things the foundation does throughout the school year, this is by far the greatest thing that I like to be involved in. I love this evening, and I think you can see why now. Parents, you truly have amazing kids. Would remind everybody that downstairs we have refreshments. We've got some drinks, some cookies. We'd love to see you downstairs. Again, thank you for coming to the 2014 Hope Awards. Our program is concluded.